because I don't see anyone putting this up on YouTube. The Big Scrim Reality submod is actually one of the more popular ones for Stainless Steel that I know of. And look at all the glorious factions we get. Yes, Medieval 2, nearly a decade old now. The graphics just starting to age, but they looked amazing back in the day, so... Oh, and disregard that, I live next to an airport, so that might continue to happen. Anyway, I'm going to be playing Lithuania. Got some flavor text over here if you want to read. Basically, they're in a terrible starting position, surrounded by a bunch of Christians. And we all know how everybody likes the Pope in this game, so that should make it interesting. I'm going to play short campaign, but take the management off of cities. The game has already been made more difficult by Big Scrim Reality submod, so I'm not going to up the difficulty, because all that does is it makes the AI cheat. And that is probably going to create a negative experience if I do that. So anyway, why am I playing this particular submod? Well, Medieval 2 is a great game, you know, vanilla and all, but then you play a submod like Stainless Steel or Third Age Total War or something like that, and you realize it could be so much better. Okay, it's the month of January, and you see some blah 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 about how I have to cycle through levy options. Yes, we know the Mongols are coming, and my characters have a whole bunch of new traits. I'm just trying to run through this as quickly as possible. I'm not going to explain everything right now because I understand how it works. So I'm going to go ahead and press F4, and that will set my military service to 14 units at the cost of 200 florins per month. And basically what that means is there's no building-based recruitment in this game, so you see the little number next to all the units. That's how many manpower units are required to recruit each unit. So you can see like the very top elite noble mounted units cost like 4. They're really expensive. And basically what that represents is how, you know, historically, take an event like the Battle of Dunkirk, for example. You know, had the Germans followed through and had they destroyed the British army on the beach, then Britain wouldn't have really had any other option besides, you know, just to surrender right there.
Yes.
And that's because, you know, the British army would have been destroyed. And that's not really represented in Medieval 2 very well. If you lose an army, you just recruit another army, and that's not the way it works. You know, it's not just the cost to field soldiers, it's the, you have to equip them, you have to feed them, you have to, you know, handle the logistics surrounding them, so there's a whole lot going on. And there's no way, you know, if you lose your entire army, that you can just, in the course of 1 year, you can magically poof out another one, which is, yeah, another thing this mod does. There's now 12 turns per year. And I'm just going to go ahead and disband pretty much everything. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and get some religion up in here as quick as I can, because religion is going to come in handy. I'm going to have to destroy these altars eventually to get the deepest one, because of course there's no building-based recruitment anymore, so having anything other than the Divus Shrine is kind of pointless, because you get more conversion bonus for doing that. And I'm going to have the Florins to do it, so anyway, I'll go ahead and just...
God's servant.
Yeah, end my turn. And that's going to set several things in motion. First of all, my nobles are going to get the deeds to their respective settlements, which will help them to govern them more effectively. The turn times are kind of long in this game. So I am going to just play through, you know, this first turn, the month of January in 1220 AD, and you can kind of see how long it'll take. Sure, why not? Let's get you married, sir, because we need more family members as quick as possible. With 12 turns per year, it'll take them a long time to grow up. Yes, we know. We just did that. Okay, now you can pause the video and read some of these traits if you want. There's the deeds that we got. Oh, another plane flying over. Now you might notice that if you're really perceptive, you might notice that our projected total does not match the total down here, and that's because the nobles actually have their own personal income now. So if we click on a noble and we look at, say, my faction leader, and we take a look at how much money he has, he's got 2,200 personal florins. Basically what happens is the nobles can spend their own money to cover the cost of recruiting units and buying supplies to go on campaigns, because there is an attrition system in this game now.
Sire.
I already know pretty much where these Teutonic cities are. I'm just going to go ahead and scout them out. And if I click F5 on a city now, you can see, well, for one thing, I disbanded a lot of those militia units. Those put more manpower units into the pool. And the 12 units that I, or was it 14? Whatever. The units that I established the levy to be at the start, they have been divided equally amongst my settlements as well. Now, it's a little different for characters like the faction leader, who are considered like war council members, I think. Yeah, the little war council member. That means basically they have central control over regions, and what that means basically is if I check the manpower for Minsk, and then I go over to Vilnius and check that, then they share the same pool. So that's a handy little trick that you can use. Or, you know, you can go and you can have nobles who are not your war council members. You can make them powerful local lords in their own domains, you know. Just like how the feudal system works in real life. Or how it worked.
How may I serve? On my way.
And making powerful, all-powerful
Yes.
local lords, that's going to be fine for these early stages of the game when we have a pretty small kingdom. But we're going to want to pull in the reins as we expand. I'm just going to continue ending my turn. There's not much happening around the world right now, so it doesn't take these in turn times too long. So that's the month of February of 1220 AD, and wow, it's already, you know, the snow's already gone. It's already looking very much green. This would be the time to go on a campaign. Now I mentioned that we are in a horrible position. Our goal in the short campaign, which short, this is not going to be short at all, but anyway, we have to wipe out Novgorod, and we have to wipe out the Kievan Rus. But first and foremost,
Moving
we have to wipe out the Teutonic Order, because these guys, they are determined to stick their finger in our eyes and
no further today.
let me, I forgot to recruit a diplomat. Whoops. Right, because you can just recruit agents right away. You don't have to wait 20 years to build the proper building in order to build a diplomat.
It is easy to become comfortable with the
these are just
enemy.
the videos that we already know from Medieval 2. You can look them up on YouTube if you're interested. Okay, gotta build some buildings. Right, more alliances developing. Alright, and we have a ton of money, and I think this is a good place to stop for right now. So from now on, I'm gonna try to cut these videos down a bit. Cut out the in-turn sequences. I just wanted a video where you saw what it's like to just play the game. So next time we're gonna deal with this army of brigands that's popped up. and we're going to initiate diplomacy, get some trade rights, and we're going to prepare for war with the Teutonic Order because they are going to attack us sooner or later. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.